What happens when a professional video editor creates a promo video using the exact same footage as Fiverr video editors? To find out, I paid 2 Fiverr video editors to edit the same raw footage as me, a professional video editor with 15 years of experience. The video we're editing is a product promo for this Lano 2-in-1 fast camera battery charger. It's a really nifty dual battery charger that can charge 2 of my Sony batteries really quickly on the go. Pause here if you want to read the brief I sent to the other editors. We've all had 1 week to work on our videos and I haven't seen their work yet, so we're going to watch and react to it together. At the end, I'll show you my edit as well as an edit breakdown of what I did. First up, we have Nate, who charged $145. Let's have a look at his video. That's cool. I like it. There's a lot of things I like in this, actually. I like the way he used sound effects for the click and the whooshes. That was really cool. The music choice was great. And I really like this cut to black and then coming back in with this title like that. That was really nice. I think he did a really good job, to be honest. The transitions were cool. The titles were good. I think from a story point of view, it gave me a sense of what the product's about and you know, some of the benefits of the product. So I think that was cool. Yeah, and the sequence of shots was cool, you know, some intro shots, then kind of how it works and the fact that you can use it outdoors and on the go. And I really like this little masking transition he did here. That was very cool. Yeah, great job, Nate. I think you did a fantastic job. Next up, we have Erez, and he charged $650. So let's have a look at his video next. Very nice. Fantastic. I think Erez did a great job with building a story here with these titles, kind of setting up that, you know, the perfect shooting location doesn't always have a wall socket. That's like a cool, intriguing line. I like that. And I really liked these particles and the way that the charger spins here. That was very cool. I think he did exactly what I had in mind when I created the shot, or when I took the shot. Was I was thinking of removing the background and having it spin. So he and I thought alike there. Great job with the titles, talking about the different features, and the sound effects were good as well. Also, I like the fact that he used titles that not only showed just the features but kind of the benefits of the product. So that was really cool. And ending on this power shot with the particles again was a really nice touch. I think the music track was cool, different to what Nate had as well, but it fits the product promo. But yeah, I think Erez did a fantastic job as well. You know, Fiverr's a great place to find freelancers for video editing, logo design, web design, and so much more. But if you're a freelancer looking for video editing work, it's also a great place for you to find clients. I'll leave a link down below to Fiverr and to both editors. So if you want to hire a freelancer for something, you've got 2 names right there. You can use the code BradWest to get 10% off your first order. And thank you so much to Fiverr for sponsoring this video. And now it's time for my video. I must admit, it's pretty nerve-wracking going head-to-head against other editors in such a public way, but it's also kind of fun. If you like this and you'd like to see more of this kind of thing, let me know and maybe we can do something else like this in the future. Okay, this is what I created. So yeah, that's what I did. And I think there are some similarities there, especially with Nate's video and the masking with the text. But I think all of us kind of captured the essence of the product and we all had a different take on it, which is kind of cool, actually. It's cool to see the same footage being used in so many different ways and to see how it's interpreted. So yeah, that was really fun. Oh, and by the way, I'm on the road to 100,000 subscribers and I could really use your help. If you're enjoying this video, please consider subscribing because we do fun Final Cut Pro things here. Let's have a quick look at some of the techniques I used in my video. So the first thing I did was create the cut down of my music track because I wanted to get that to around 30 seconds. So that's the duration of my edit then done. And then I added titles, just basic titles using Control-T, these basic titles, to kind of put in all the keywords or the key points I want to get across with this product. So things like 2-in-1 power solution, charge 58% faster, charger and power bank in one. I kind of spaced all of those out so they were long enough to read and time those titles to the music. And then I would know what shots I could put in that place, right? So the very first shot was this spinning shot. And all I did here, I'll go ahead and hide everything. It was this shot against the wall with the charger, and I used that to kind of spin this charger around. And if I hit Command R, you'll see here it's just slowed down because I shot it in 4K, 120 frames per second. And I added the magnetic mask and a whole bunch of color effects to kind of get my color grade right. And I essentially created this isolated clip on a transparent background. I then added a custom solid, which you can find over here in the title browser. Right at the bottom under generators, we have solids. It was just a simple custom solid. And I added this text introducing the Lano 2-in-1 fast camera battery charger, which was a title from Motion VFX's M-Title Kinetic Pack. And what I wanted to do with this particular effect is to have the text underneath this charger, so have it on the layer below. So I selected the title and I hit Option G to create a compound clip, added a crossfade of only 12 frames so that the title then fades in on top of the product after a while. So it starts out behind the product and then it kind of moves in front of the product with a simple fade. So a little bit of work, nothing too fancy, but a little bit of work on that opening shot because I wanted it to be a sort of hero shot. And then the other thing I did here on this isolated compound clip, if I hit Command R, you'll see that I've got a speed ramp here from really fast. So it spins in really fast and then it slows down. Normal speed here at 100% is actually your 20% speed inside the compound clip. And I also added a pop effect from Add Motion, which just pops this in from 0% scale all the way up to full size. And then the next couple of shots, we have the locked on stabilization effect. If I show the horizon overlay here, you can see that all of these kind of keep tracked to the center of the frame. It's simply a locked on stabilization effect from Motion VFX. Here it is without that effect. You can see the way I shot it, that the branding doesn't stay in the center of the frame there, but with it on, it locks that branding to the center. I kind of did that for all of these and added the titles. Oh, and with the titles, I added my free glint effect to give them a really cool glow. It's got some nice color fringing around the title, which I quite like, and I applied that to all of the titles throughout the video. And then we've got some simple shots, nothing fancy, just cuts, no transitions. You'll notice, in fact, there's only a handful of transitions in this entire video. We've got the crossfade for the title, and we've got a transition here, which I'll get to later, but the rest of it is all just straight up cuts. Let's hide this horizon overlay, and we can just kind of scroll through here. Again, these are M-Title kinetic presets. My goal here was to try and tell a story of first showcasing the product so you get a sense of what it is we're advertising, and then showing its functionality. So it's a charger and a power bank, holds 2 batteries. It's compact, you can put it in your bag. And what do you do when you put it in your bag? Well, you take your bag and you head out on a shoot. So that's kind of the story I wanted to portray here and show it in action out in the field. And I've got another locked on stabilization effect for this orbit. I basically shot this on a gimbal and had the gimbal track me in 360. And I created the locked on effect on the camera here to keep that locked into this position on the frame. So as you see, the camera is just locked onto that spot. Then I've got a shot of me taking a photo, looking up at the trees just for continuity's sake to cut to this shot where we have the text popping in, take it anywhere. And like Nate did, I have a sort of a draw mask transition happening here. All it is on the title, I have a draw mask and I've keyframed that to hide the text as this falls down. And then I have a whip pan and zoom transition. It's a whip pan down with motion blur. It's a paid transition pack I offer. I'll leave a link to that down below if you're interested. And essentially that just whips this shot down so that I can fall onto the desk and it looks like the camera has fallen out of the sky and landed on the desk. There was a little trick to this closing shot though, so I'll open that up and you can see we have a clean plate below with nothing on it. And over here, let's go ahead and take the magnetic mask away. You can see what I've done is select just this charger to remove my hands. And what I've done is I dropped it from there where I was holding it. So this kind of drops in and lands on the table, and there's a bit of a shake. And the shadow just suddenly appears, but it's not an issue because when we have this transition and we create this whip pan transition, the shadow just suddenly appearing is kind of hidden in this motion. So we just get that nice feeling of the camera falling out of the sky and landing on the table. And since this is a promo video, I wanted a call to action, so I just put get yours today, link down below. There will be a link down below if you are interested in this charger, but essentially this promo could work on the brand's Instagram or YouTube channel or anything like that with that call to action. And then lastly, once I've created the edit, my final step is always to do some sound design. And almost every single one of these effects comes from Dylan John's Filmic Crisp sound effects pack. The only thing that doesn't, I think, is these zipping sound effects over here. Everything else you heard actually comes from his Filmic Crisp sound effect pack, which is an incredible pack of sound effects. There's hits and whooshes and bass drops and drones and all sorts of stuff. I think it would actually be worthwhile playing this back to you with no music so you can hear the sound effects in action. Well, that's what happens when a professional video editor edits the exact same footage to create a promo video as two professional Fiverr video editors. I'd love to know which of these three videos is your favorite, so let me know in the comments down below. And if you'd like to see a more in-depth behind the scenes breakdown on how I shoot and edit a promo type video, then you definitely want to go ahead and watch this video next.